right, Zach.
Oh,
it's fucking hot out.
I know, dude. It is crazy. Wait, this is how I know it's hot.
Shorts.
Scotto's got shorts on.
I mean, I wear shorts sometimes, but I admit I'm a pants kind of guy. I just like pantalones. It's a good time. You know, you like white pants.
Yeah, Blanco Pantalone, you know.
Yeah, of course. We right now are in the middle of a heat wave in California, and I know if you live in Texas, like 100 degrees doesn't sound crazy to you, but most places don't have air conditioning, so it's been brutal. It also happened to be the worst time possible for a buddy of mine to decide to drive all the way here from Canada in a Corvair with no air conditioning. This man, big dick.
I need that proof now.
He's actually the guy who bestowed upon me the F600. Does this not excite you?
It's pretty cool.
So it's a F600. He's been meaning to bring this thing down here for a while, and he chose the hottest week there has been in forever in California history. Yo, you know that we hit a record in Long Beach? It hit 108 last week. It's the hottest it's ever been in Long Beach.
Respect,
and you chose that to drive how many miles?
1,500.
$1,500 miles just to come to Hoonigan.
Wait, no AC.
He's here for something else, but for us, just let me believe you came here just to come.
All right.
What did you come down for?
So there's a big Corvair show down in El
Segundo.
El Segundo.
Yeah, so he came to Hoonigan just to come to Hoonigan. No one goes to Corvair shows. 9 other dudes who show up with like lawn chairs and coolers and don't even realize that he has a fucking LS mid-mounted in this fucking thing.
Yeah, so
Just move out of the way
yeah,
for a
let's.
second. This is where it's at.
God, you're beautiful.
For people who don't know Corvairs, is this still called a Greenbrier?
No, this is
that
called a
only
Rampside. So it's a 1962 Corvair Rampside.
Okay. Now,
So-
did it have the engine in the back like
The
a
engine was
Corvair
back
does?
where the radiator is.
Okay, cool.
It was
So
an air-cooled flat 6, right? Air-cooled. So this is the original air intake on the sides here.
This was a Corvair?
This is a
It
Corvair.
is.
It's a Corvair van. They make Corvair vans.
See, I didn't know that because like
The
the
Corvair
van.
95 is the actual model because it's a 95-inch wheelbase in the vans and these trucks.
Hit us with some Corvair knowledge for people who don't know.
So Corvair made 2 styles of this truck. The Rampside, the bedside folds down. That was made for your appliance repairman guys so they could just pull appliances in.
does that open?
It does.
Can we hit? Can we hit it?
That's why you call this thing rampy.
That's why it's rampy.
I
It's
was
called
trying to
rampy
figure that
because of
out.
that.
Now-
Zach got excited because when he heard rampy was coming today, he's like, "Shit, we gonna jump."
Not
stuff.
all this shit works unless.
That's a big ass screwdriver. That seems very appropriate for. Yo, man, think about engine swaps here. You just wheel it in on the cart.
Little fort, yeah. Just come in, just grab it, pull it right out.
This is swelled up in the heat. It used to be super tight, and now it's just like
Oh, just from coming down
flapping in the
here.
wind. Yeah.
Okay, so they made the ramp versions, and what was the
And
other
then they
one?
made a load side. I don't know why they called it the load side because it doesn't open. It's just a regular truck.
Just load over the
Wait,
side.
did you drive this here? Did I miss something?
From
Yeah.
Canada, 1,500 miles with no air conditioning in a fucking heat wave that's affecting the entire country.
So continue on.
So then
sorry.
they made a Greenbrier, which is the van. I know there's 2 or 3 different models of that. Some are kind of like Volkswagen where they have a lot of windows. I've actually got a cargo van, Greenbrier, and then they made just kind of a regular passenger van as well.
Okay, these came with an air-cooled flat 6 originally. Obviously, that's not what's in here.
Yeah, and it was right in the back where the radiator is.
Look how tiny that space is, too.
By the way, Corvair, most famous because Ralph Nader wrote a book called Unsafe at Any Speed. It was actually had nothing to do with the way that the engines were set up, but they basically said it was the most unsafe car. It was because they lacked a sway bar. They would actually get crazy reverse camber into like turns and then not pop back out and they would roll over.
Anyway.
What's up with this cooler?
So that's the battery box and computer.
That is dope.
Yo!
Fresh,
Insulated battery box.
Oh,
That's smart. I like that.
this is tight. So,
That's cool.
can we get to the business end of here? Like, what do we pack? And obviously,
So that's a Crate 6.2 LS3.
Oh, okay.
It's got a Brian Tooley Stage 3 cam in it. Tuning by RPM Performance in Lethbridge. Headers were built by my buddy Lloyd at LT Industries. We just bought a bunch of mandrel bends. And you can't buy headers that fit this. Everything drops down too low. So, I mean, he's even got the collector curve there.
I mean, it's
where it splits
sick
into the
looking.
dumps.
Are these all equal length?
They're 32 inches, every one of them.
Hell yeah.
So what's behind it?
So that's a 2002 4L65E and differential. That's just stock. We did build that transmission. It's got some billet stuff in it. We actually had to build it twice. We built it under the impression that we could use a Corvette torque converter and eliminate the torque tube, but you can't.
So I was gonna ask, how did you do this without the
So you
torque
have to
tube?
do LT style guts. When I first bolted the transmission up to the engine, I looked underneath. There was 3.5 inches between the torque converter and the flex plate. And I was like, shit. So I did some more research. I typically try and stay away from forms. Actually found it in a form. I'll give them credit. And you have to do the LT style guts. Then you can do a Camaro bell housing and torque converter. So it's got a Yank 3400 stall torque.
What kind of form was that? Like some weird, like
It felt like the dark web.
Yeah.
Is this factory paint?
Factory paint.
Hell
This I did. The tailgate was green when I bought it. You know, we shined up this side here. This is where we pulled the color from.
I assume it was
That's the
something.
engine,
So
right?
you could check the oil.
Okay.
Yeah, this is before the engine was right there, and you could check the oil. That's the original battery box. You can see it's
little toolbox
It's lightweight.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, good move on the upgrade there.
I mean, honestly, that's a perfect spot for a nitrous bottle. And you could heat it with the rubber off the tire.
Yeah. Innovation here.
See?
So let's talk about the inside, because you
Wait,
actually.
yep.
Oh,
Gas cap. That is
Yo.
dope.
who made the gas cap?
That's Crafty B.
It is Crafty
Crafty
B.
B, man. Yeah.
That's
If you don't follow Crafty B on Instagram, give him a follow. He's this dude who just makes all this really cool shit. He kind of is like the life I want when I retire from here. I thought it was Crafty B, that's why I had to ask.
that thing's sick.
That thing is dope.
It's hot.
Oh, dude, the mirror over here is
Yep.
sick. The license plate.
Oh, hell yeah.
The little touches.
So when we sandblasted or media blasted these mirrors, the back of that one just disappeared.
Dude,
Yeah.
hold on. Look at these aluminum connecting rods he's got set up to
That is
hold the
hot.
steering shaft. That's sick.
I was on a pit crew for an alcohol funny car back in the late 90s, and that's the dude that did all the fab on this.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
That's from the engine that was running when I was on the pit crew.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell us all the things that if we're not Corvair guys, we wouldn't know.
Okay,
that
so
you
it's
did.
got C5 suspension front and rear.
So this is basically a Corvette that you sit on the hood of to drive.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's
It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
It's like RC5, except if you sat on the front bumper to drive it.
I always wanted a Corvette, but didn't want the image.
Whoa.
It just still hurts so much.
So obviously you did the tubs.
Did the tubs there and the doors.
It's crazy. I never thought about having to tub the
tub the
door
door?
as well. Because most cars I drive, the door isn't over the
the
wheel.
front
Oh,
wheel.
I guess other than my van.
And by doing that and sitting down, I couldn't sit on the tub. A stock Corvair, the seat comes all the way to the edge here, but I'd be too tall. So we had to move the steering column 4.5 inches over. And then at the bottom of that steering column, it's a 1-to-1 steering box from a Nissan Pathfinder.
Well, 1-to-1.
Yeah, the 1-to-1 gear ratio. And it reverses input to output. So then I've got a right-hand drive Skyline rack in this that we just rotated so that the shaft points forward. And then I took the original steering column from the Corvette.
He's still computing that you have Skyline parts
There's
in
Skyline.
here.
And it has the exact same 14 mil tie rod ends. So I just undid them, bolted on the Corvette tie rod ends. We didn't have to modify it at all.
I don't understand.
You know what the weight of this is?
3,400 pounds. They have a fairly...
power out.
So we dynoed it. I'm gonna round up one. 460 at the rear wheels and 583 foot-pounds of torque.
That's really good.
And it's still got the stock Corvette gearing. It's 273 gears in it.
Yeah.
So were you
great
like,
for wheels.
I was gonna say, but he probably was getting like 40 miles to the gallon on the drive down here.
It gets about, I think 16 up, but I was doing 85, 90 mile an hour.
look easy, bro.
It's a little warm. I let it cool down.
Let it cool for a second. All right, so I think I told you this before. I was telling Mr. Big Dick Wayne over here, if you want to come to SEMA Burnyard, you should treat this like your audition. You are the official ringleader of the circus we call Burnyard at SEMA. Where's he at right now? Because he's still got plenty of tire to show us.
Right now, I'd say he's making his way. You know what? I really like to see this. He's over there cooling his radiator down because clearly he's got a little more to go.
Oh, he's got a lot more to go.
This gets my vote.
We should still push him harder though.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
sure.
between us.
Yeah. Oh, you still got a little left in it. All right. He just gave us the I can still drive to the tire shop thing. And we said, we got a tire machine over there and no tires that fit your car. You'll figure it out. He understands show presence. Gotta come, hit him with the drop. Yeah. Open the bar out. Thanks, guys. Thank you, sir. I just appreciate that you have another 1,500-mile drive in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're just willing to send it. We respect that. All right, man. Well, let us know. Comment below. We invite him out to SEMA for Burnyard. Definitely a good smoke show. A little bit different.